Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, and Viksit Bharat 2047, as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Well. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today, is commemorated as World Portuguese Language Day on 5th May every year. The date of 5th May was officially established in 2009 by Community of Portuguese-Speaking Countries, in short known as CPLP, an intergovernmental organization that has been in official partnership with UNESCO since 2000 and which brings together peoples and the Portuguese language as one of the foundations of their specific identity. To celebrate the Portuguese language and Lusophone cultures. In 2019, the 40th session of UNESCO's General Conference decided to proclaim 5th May of each year as World Portuguese Language Day. So the Portuguese Language Day is not only one of the most widespread languages in the world, with more than 265 million speakers spread through all continents, but it is also the most widely spoken in the Southern Hemisphere. Portuguese remains today a major language of international communication and a language with strong geographical projection destined to increase. Today is also commemorated as International Midwives Day on May 5th. Since 1992, International Midwives Day has been held on May 5th every year. This date is observed to honor midwives' work and promote awareness about the importance providing crucial care to mothers and their newborns. In addition, it is a chance to us to recognize their efforts towards making the world a better place. Midwifery is defined as skilled, competent, and loving care for pregnant females, newborn babies, and families throughout pregnancy, birth, postpartum, and early weeks of the child's life. Optimizing basic biological, psychological, and social cultural process of birth, prompt mitigation and management of risks and intervention through referring patients to other services are some of the core characteristics Other characteristics include respecting their ward's unique views and circumstances and encouraging them to take proper care of themselves and the family. Midwives, midwives, and maternity support staff have faced adversity and risked their lives to offer excellent care to families and communities. Over the years, this observance was created to honor them for their contribution to our communities and rallied behind them in calls for the government to invest in veterinary care. Today is also commemorated as World Hand Hygiene Day. We are celebrating World Hand Hygiene Day on May 5th every year. There are several deadly and dangerous diseases caused by microorganisms all around us. They are all trying to get inside us in one way or the other, which could easily happen through our hands. Hand hygiene is the best defense against such microbial attacks. Understanding this, the World Health Organization launched a campaign to spread the importance of hand hygiene in healthcare. Lethal diseases have always plagued our world. Some scientists believe that one of the major mass extinction events could have been caused by microbes. We countermeasure one and suddenly another shows up. This has been going on since the beginning of our society. Bacteria and viruses has danced over our corpses for a long time until we discovered hand washing. So many religious and cultural activities included hand washing, but we never made the connection between hand washing and disease spreading until 1846. Ignaz Semmelweis was a Hungarian doctor who named the link between the hand hygiene and disease spreading. He noted the women giving birth in hospital maternity ward were merely likely to die of fever compared to the adjacent ward. The adjacent maternity ward was run by midwives. Semmelweis found that the doctors visiting the maternity ward were often performing autopsies and probably carried cadaverous particles on their hands. Midwives did not conduct autopsies and had cleaner hands. When Semmelweis implemented hand washing with chlorine, the death toll drastically decreased. However, sadly, this method did not become popular in the medical community. In the 1980s, the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, realized the importance of hand washing when a string of foodborne outbreaks occurred. They started the hand washing practice. This time, everyone followed suit. In recent years, the use of soap for hand washing has gained absolute popularity. Soaps made the practice efficient and cost effective. Today is also commemorated as Sleep Apnea Awareness Day, especially in Australia. Sleep Apnea Awareness Day is observed annually in Australia on May 5th. As its name reveals, it's centered on creating awareness about the sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a sleep disorder that affects a person's breathing during their sleep. This disorder was discovered fairly recently and is not well known to many people. Many people suffering from sleep apnea may not be aware that the condition exists. Therefore, Sleep Apnea Awareness Day helps to create widespread awareness and provide useful information to people. Sleep apnea is a disorder in which a person's breathing repeatedly stops and starts while they are asleep. Symptoms of sleep apnea include snoring, insomnia, fatigue, drowsiness, dry mouth, sore throat, crankiness, difficulty concentration, gasping or choking after suddenly waking, headaches, depression, night sweats, and sexual dysfunction. Some of these symptoms may go unnoticed by the person suffering from sleep apnea, but might be noticed by the individual's bed partner. Three types of sleep apnea have been identified by medical experts, which are obstructive sleep apnea, central sleep apnea, and complex sleep apnea syndrome. Several factors may lead to sleep apnea, which includes nasal congestion, lax muscles in the throat and mouth, or underlying neurological problems. These in turn may result from genetics, obesity, large or swollen tonsils, thyroid problems, or cold and allergies. Though no cure has been found for sleep apnea, the symptoms can be treated with various techniques depending on the severity of the situation. For mid cases, small lifestyle adjustments may be enough. Doctors might merely recommend going on a weight loss program, improving one's diet, or quitting smoking. For moderate to severe cases, instead, doctors may suggest using a continuous positive airway pressure (CPAP) machine. This machine, through the help of a nose mask, supplies constant and steady air pressure to aid breathing while asleep. Other solutions include surgery and use of dental appliances. Because sleep apnea is not well known, Sleep Apnea Awareness Day is a good opportunity to bring attention to and provide more information to the public. Today is also commemorated as Totally Chip Toll Day, especially in US. It is a day to pay homage to the humble chipotle pepper or chipotle pepper, which is used in Mexican and Mexican-inspired dishes. In the US, this kind of pepper is indeed versatile enough to be used in any cuisine, hotter than a poblano pepper, but not as hot as serrano pepper or Scoville scale. National Totally Chipotle Day is a perfect time to stock upon these tasty peppers and use them liberally to add spice to your day. Today is also commemorated as National Silence the Shame Day, especially in US, observed on May 5th every year since 2017. It's a chance to bring positive awareness about mental health to wider audience as well as to erase the stigma associated with it. The Hip Hop Foundation, led by former music executive Shanti Das, founded Silence the Shame, a mental health education and awareness nonprofit group. Activities like outreach program and wellness training hope to ease the shame associated with mental illness as well as to provide mental well-being support. This gave birth to the National Silence the Shame Day. Today is also commemorated as National Open Farm Day in Ireland, which is observed on every first Monday in May. This celebration falls on May 5th as a result of collaboration between Ministry of Agriculture, the Rural Economy Research Center, and Jarma Avatrid Talib. The aim is to celebrate Open Farm Day, is to inform the public about where their food originates from and how it ends up on their plates every day. On this day, visitors explore large and small farms, agricultural technologies, and a variety of animals and plants. Today is also commemorated as National Meeting Planners Appreciation Day, especially in US, falls on May 5th, and it's Monday of the first full week of the month. Meeting planners covers a broad range of industries simply because there is always a need for the position, whether it's a small work function of an event as illustrators, as the illustrious as the Oscars. Meeting planners are the people behind the scenes making sure everything goes as planned. They make cool things happen by ensuring everyone is on track with their part in the project. Without meeting planners, we wouldn't have conventions, trade shows, and a dozen other events that keep things exciting. If you look hard enough, you're sure to find meeting planners behind any cool event. Today is also commemorated as National Cartoonist Day in the US every year on May 5th. The papers are less about the news and more about the comic strip for you. Then National Cartoonist Day is your day. It is held in remembrance of the first comic strip featured in a newspaper. More than that, later, it also honors all the cartoonists, past and present, and their amazing creations. In 1943, a bunch of cartoonists, Gus Edson, Otto Soblo, Clarence D. Russell, Bob Dunn, and others did small cartoon shows in hospitals to entertain the troops during the Second World War. The group expanded and performed across hospitals and various military bases. Then, while flying to one of the military bases, Clarence D. Russell suggested the group form a club so that they could keep meeting even after World War II ended. and so National Cartoonist Society, NCS, was born in 1946. So they launched their celebration in 1999 and called it as National Cartoonist Day. It was a dedication to all the cartoonists and cartoonists cartoons they created and news articles credited to co-chairpersons from the National Cartoonist Day Committee, Polly Keener and Ken Elvine, for this idea. So this special event was inspired by the first color newspaper cartoon called Hogan Sally. Today is also commemorated as National Astronaut Day in US on May 5th since 2016 to commemorate the first time an American, Alan Shepard, went to space, from the first ever space flight to the longest space flight by a woman. We have come a long way. In January 1959, NASA began an astronaut selection program procedure in response to the space race and Russia's first victorious launch into space. This included screening the records of 508 military test pilots, from which 110 candidates were chosen. At the end of the extremely tough selection process, 7 were chosen based on final interviews, and they were L. Gordon Cooper Jr., Scott Carpenter, Virgil Gus Grissom, John H. Glenn Jr., Alan Shepard Jr., Walter Schirra Jr., and Donald Slater. They would go down in the history as the Mercury 7. Among them, astronaut Ellen Bartlett Shepard Jr. became the first American to be launched into space. On May 5, 1961, the flight lasted 15 minutes and reached at the height of 116 miles, which itself was a milestone. National Astronaut Day was created in 2016 by Unifi Space Agency. It is a talent and marketing division of Unifi Good LLC, a firm that represents over 20 former NASA astronauts. So NASA National Astronaut Day celebrates astronauts as heroes who keep on inspiring us to reach for the stars. It's a tribute to all those brave people who raise their and risk their lives to expand mankind's knowledge about space exploration and the universe at large. The intent behind National Astronaut Day is to share experiences and stories from astronauts and spark curiosity among young space lovers and motivate them to follow their dreams. Today is also commemorated as Nail Day on May 5th in US. It is a day to flirt with those beautiful nails with vibrant acrylic colors and precise shapes. Elegant Touch, a brand that develops fake nails, created this day to celebrate acrylic nails, but over time, it developed into a day to decorate the nails in the best way possible. Today is also commemorated as Museum Lovers Day in US on March 5th every year. Is when all appreciations of museums come together to celebrate their favorite place to hang out, spend their time, or check out different kinds of art and expositions. Museums have been around since the ancient world. They are buildings in which objects of great historical and cultural value are safely kept and displayed to the public. The first site to be considered a museum was found by archaeologists who date it back to 500 BC, and it's located in modern Iraq. Another ancient museum is the Museum of Alexandria, which was connected to the Library of Alexandria. Its architecture inspired the one you see in museum built during the Renaissance. Today is also commemorated as Liberation Day in the Netherlands, also known as in Dutch as Bevrijdingsdag, to celebrate peace and security, marking the end of the Nazi occupation. After the Second World War, Liberation Day is celebrated with much fanfare, with events, veterans parades, and music festivals throughout the Netherlands. Today is also commemorated as Indian Arrival Day in Guyana, which takes place on May 5th. Other countries, including the Caribbean, Fiji, South Africa, and Mauritius, also celebrate this day on various dates to commemorate the arrival of Indian immigrants brought by European colonial authorities as indentured laborers. It is a day, public holiday in Guyana, Mauritius, and Trinidad and Tobago. Indian Arrival Day is meant to recognize the contributions of these immigrants to the nation's development and history. Today is also commemorated as Hug a Shed and Take a Selfie Day in US, annually celebrated on May 5th. It's a day to sing praises for one of the most versatile buildings in the world, the shed. Usually located in the backyard or garden, these assuming single-story roof structures can serve a myriad of uses. Boat sheds, car sheds, tool sheds, and wood sheds are only some of the many ways people have used their sheds. Large or small, old or new, these useful little buildings are one of the most common structures around the globe. Today is also commemorated as Great Lakes Awareness Day in Canada and the US. These five beautiful lakes, Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario, are celebrated on Great Lakes Awareness Day, which takes place on Monday in the first full week of May. This year it takes place on May 5th. This event is the United States' chance to honor the series of large interconnected freshwater lakes that mostly border. Celebrations on this day have also taken on themes like water conservation, lake preservation, and other current issues have included participation by aquariums, schools, governing bodies, and even museums. The annual observation started as a protest against the advancement of the highly dangerous Line 5 pipeline passing through the Lake Michigan and the Lake Huron. Since 2018, the day is all about raising awareness regarding the grave issues that threaten the freshwater ecosystem of the Great Lakes. Today is also commemorated as Europe Day in US, is a continent-wide celebration of peace and unity in Europe in May every year on two separate dates. The European Union celebrates the day on May 9th, while the Council of Europe celebrates it on May 5th. Europe Day is a time to celebrate Europe's rich history while planning for its future. It celebrates the unity among the countries in European Union while challenging people to reflect on the issues that affect it. On Europe Day, European citizens are made to feel closer to each other. Countries within the Union strengthen their ties, and citizens can overcome any sense of distance they feel from the various European countries. Today is also commemorated as Early May Bank Holiday in UK. Is celebrated on the first Monday of May every year. This year it is celebrated on May 5th. This day is also known as May Day in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. In Scotland, it is known as Early May Bank Holiday. It's a day whereby all banks remain closed as well as some shops. Public transport facilities are reduced to the Early May Bank Holiday, first originated as a Roman festival, celebrating the beginning of the summer season. As time went by, the Early May Bank Holiday became a campaign for and honor the rights of workers. Today is also commemorated as Children's Day, Kodomo no Hia, in Japan, which is a Japanese holiday celebrated on May 5th every year. It is meant to respect children's individuality and to celebrate their happiness. Kodomo no Hai was deemed a national holiday in 1948 by the Japanese government, but has been celebrated much longer. On this day, families raise kainobori, a carp-shaped windsocks with different colored carps for different members of the family. Before switching over to Gregorian calendar, the holiday was celebrated on the fifth day of fifth moon in Chinese calendar. Today is also commemorated as Buddha Day on May 5th, celebrated every first full moon of the ancient lunar month of Vaishak or Vaishaka, which falls in the month of May or June. This year, it takes place on May 5th. The United Nations began celebrating Buddha Day in its headquarters and offices in 2000. Buddha Day is also known as Vesak, celebrates Gautam Buddha's birth, enlightenment, Nibbana, and death. Parinirvana in the Theravada or East Asian tradition. This day is marked with religious ceremonies at temples as well as meditation and reflection on Buddha's teachings. Buddha's Day is celebrated in countries where Buddhism is present, including core Buddhist countries such as Nepal, China, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Laos. Today is also commemorated as Sun Awareness Week in the entire week from March 5th, May 5th to 11th. The first week of May, it's going to be bright sunny week this year, and that is what makes the day important. It signals the start of summer-long sun awareness campaign. This national awareness campaign originated in the UK and centers around teaching people about skin cancer, as well as informing them about how to increase their protection when they step out into the sun. Today is also commemorated as Sign Language Week in New Zealand from May 5th to 11th. This entire week, which is celebrated in the second week of May. The theme of this year is essential. It stresses the importance of providing effective communication for people with deafness and impaired hearing, whether in workspaces or in society or in general. So this year, New Zealand Sign Language Week will focus on raising more awareness of issues, preconceptions, and discrimination deaf people face, while also providing a space to celebrate the rich history of the language and community. Of course, classes are free. Classes and free lessons will be available throughout the week to try and learn some common science and be part of positive challenge. This week is also commemorated as Screen Free Week from May 5th to 11th. Every year, in the first week of May, first full week, and takes place from May 5th to 11th this year. This week celebrated all over the world is an invitation for everyone, children, adults, and entire communities to switch off completely from staring at screens and take a well-deserved break. Millions of people participate in Screen Free Week as part of initiative to turn off screens and turn on light. A growing number of people have been observing Screen Free Week every year to allow themselves a break away from digital world. By doing this, they get to experience the wonders of life beyond screens. This week is also commemorated as Lawyers Wellbeing Week from 5th to 9th May. That is in the first full week in May. It's not usual or unusual for lawyers to have a pivotal role in shaping the political and social landscape. Because of this, sustaining a sense of well-being can be difficult for them. Mental health problems are more prevalent among lawyers than in other professions. So National Lawyer Wellbeing Week is an opportunity for everyone, attorneys and non-lawyers, to show our appreciation for the work they do. They help attorneys maintain a crucial role in the community. The goal is to gather tools to support their mental health. This week is also commemorated as Dog Anxiety Awareness Week, which is observed in the full week of May that takes place from May 5th to 11th this year. This week shares information and creates awareness about the prevalence of anxiety in canines. Anxiety, a mental condition, is the body's natural response to stress and persistent fear. Dogs, like humans, are prone to anxiety. According to the doctors, anxiety is rather a healthy expression of a dog's emotion, but it can often spiral into something disastrous at any minute. Dog Anxiety Awareness Week recognizes that the emotional well-being of your anxious furry friends is in jeopardy, and a human intervention from time to time is an essential requirement. This week is also commemorated as Deaf Awareness Week from 5th to 11th May in UK. The purpose of this day is to increase public awareness about the issues affecting deaf people and deaf culture as a whole. Events and activities throughout Deaf Awareness Week encourages individuals to unite as a community for both educational and celebratory purposes. It is an important week for the recognition of deaf people, communities, and organizations. The week reminds the public that deaf people have their own communities, cultures, languages, and sign languages which unite them. Deaf Awareness Week also aims to bring attention to the isolation that deaf people can occasionally experience and heightens the importance of inclusion in the deaf community. This week is also commemorated as Children's Book Week from 5th to 11th in US. Teaching your children to immerse themselves in a good book is one of the most valuable things you can do as a parent. A childhood love of reading sets the stage for success as an adult. A child who loves reading will have an inquiring mind, a vivid imagination, and a great problem solving skills. Set some time aside to do some reading with your kids this week and inspire a lifelong love of written word. And week is created by Every Child a Reader in 1919 and is the longest running national literacy initiative in the country. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. So before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link for different commemorations and celebrations. Take care. Good night.